Guess who stepped in the room? Look, it's TJ here. And O'Shea, he's going to join us. He's off doing some movie star thing. He's filming a movie, but don't worry, he is going to join us because we got a very special guest that we want to get to right away. We have the new women's #1 contender to the NXT World Championship, Lola Vice. Let's jump into it right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, No Contest is hosted by O'Shea and TJ, of course. But today, TJ, we might as well be Crockett and Tubbs because we on Vice Unit today, bro. We on Vice Unit today. Our next guest is a black belt in taekwondo, if I'm not mistaken. The daughter of a grandmaster, plain and simple. She kick ass, TJ. She kick ass.
I've seen it.
All right, she was a former winner of the NXT Breakout Superstar Tournament and is currently the #1 contender for the NXT Women's title. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Lola Vice to the pod.
Hi.
Welcome,
Thank you for having me. Welcome to Vice City.
Are you kidding? What a pleasure. What a pleasure to have you
It's a
here.
good game, Vice City.
And last night, as Shay brought up, you defeated Kalani Jordan and no contest, a no contest favorite, Jada Parker, in that triple threat match to secure that #1 contendership. So tell us about last night, Heat Wave. How was it?
Yeah, so, I've been wrestling in AAA for a little bit, and I've been growing a lot as a performer, and I really came into that match prepared. Kalani was the first North American champion for a reason. She's my friend, but it was all about business. And Miss Parker and I have history, but what pissed me off is that she keeps saying she's next, but she's had so many opportunities. She just had one at Stand and Deliver. And last night I proved why I deserve to be #1 contender, and here I am, about to face JC.
How about that? She said enough is enough.
I know, right?
She ain't trying to hear it no more.
Okay, so, like I said in the intro, you come from a fighting family. So, before we get into your WWE career, it's hard not to go into that. I come from a legacy family, so I can only imagine what a fighting legacy family is like. So, what's that like?
And Lola, you're a 4th, it says Dan Taekwondo black belt?
Yeah, so I'm a 4th degree master in Taekwondo. So every black belt, you get another Dan. And I'm 4th. Actually, I'm being promoted to 5th right now. No one knows that, but in Korea, they're promoting me to 5th. But yeah, I was born into a martial arts family. My father has had a school in Miami for 30-something years, and I had no option. But when I was little, my mom, I had no option. When I was little, my mom also wanted me to explore the things. So I was in dance, piano, ballet, everything you could imagine. But fighting was always my passion. And even though it was my dad's dream, I also fell in love with it, and I just pursued it.
And can you explain to us what a Dan is? When you said you get a Dan added, what is that specifically?
So you get your first black belt, and then once you pass the first black belt, they promote you to the second one. So that's a second Dan, third Dan.
Okay, Dan.
When you get 4th Dan, you become master. And then my dad has 8 Dans, so he's grandmaster, and he's one of the highest ranked Hispanic grandmasters in the world. And he's crazy.
Flex.
It's so funny because he'll be watching my matches, and of course I do a lot of taekwondo in my matches, which is crazy how my dad introduced me to that is what I use now as a performer. I've been doing that since I was 3 years old, but he'll watch my matches. He's like, break her leg, kick her harder. I'm like, Papa, this isn't the cage, Papa. He just takes it real personal.
Exactly. He's invested. He's locked in. Now, I saw that you spoke in an interview about, the difference between being in the cage and professional wrestling or sports entertainment. It's not necessarily the goal to break somebody's face. So what are some of the challenges you faced taking the step into pro wrestling where you're like, oh yeah, I got to hold back on that?
Yeah, and Shay, if I could piggyback on that, because I had the same thing. Is it tough to go from, kill to easy, slow down, relax, work?
So I always say I think it's easier to teach someone how to strike and how to throw and do stuff in a WWE way rather than like reversing a habit, right? So it's way harder to pull than not to be able to. But I'm not gonna lie, when I got to WWE, I struggled. I didn't know if it was for me. I didn't know if I would pick it up as easy as I did fighting in the cage. And I didn't know if I would excel here, but I just told myself, if you put the same passion into this that you've done to martial art your whole life, like if you're persistent, eventually you'll grow. And I think that's what I did. And I'm a completely different person now than I am a year ago. But this year is when I really feel like, okay, I'm getting this. And I feel like my true self now when I perform.
That's what's up.
Now, when were you at all in the past a wrestling fan? Did you see it growing up at all? And if not, then when did you get bit by that wrestling bug to be like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna do this. This is the new path.
So I'm not gonna lie, my family and I, we did not grow up watching it, but I obviously knew what it was and that it was the biggest a platform in the world, right? So I always knew that one day I would end up here. I just didn't know when it would be. But really, I fell in love with it. Like I did that knockout in the cage, and then we started talking with WWE, and I went to the WrestleMania in Dallas, and like when I was there, I just got goosebumps. I knew it was for me, and I knew I had the background and like the taekwondo style that would fit into the WWE very well. And I've always loved glamour and beauty, so it's like I'm fighting and I can wear cute costumes at the same time. It's just so me. If you know me, it's just the best of both worlds, and it's just who I am at a core.
And you know, I wanted to get into that. It's like you read my notes or something. WrestleMania 38 in Dallas. I talked about, you and I have met once. One time you would never remember, and
oh no,
do you remember? Oh no, this was all good. WrestleMania 38. You were in the Yellowstone suite for a bit. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, with the cowboy boots.
Exactly. Yes, I was there, and I briefly said hi to you. Like obviously, I knew who you were, which I'll get into with my next question. But yeah, then I remember seeing you and meeting you there, and like I said, it was just a hey, nice hi, like. You wouldn't have remembered, but obviously I knew who you were and I remembered it. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, like, you know, fighting for real is it, but I'm like, I feel like she should be doing this. And then it seems like maybe a month or so later, the news came out that you were signing with WWE. So can you tell us, how did that communication start? Were you already thinking about it when you were getting those? Do you still wear those cowboy boots, by the way? Because I know I rock mine. They're pretty dope. But
I've actually never worn them. They're in Miami. But that was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
But so they offered me just to come to WrestleMania and just to watch the tryout and just watch it, right? And then after that, they had offered me a tryout at the Performance Center. It was a private tryout. But before I did that, I went to a small like wrestling school, and I wanted to learn how to just take a bump. And I'm not gonna lie, the first bump I took, I got goosebumps, and I knew this was for me. And then it was a very hard decision for me if I wanted to keep fighting or not. But then I was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'll be the first Cuban American woman. And my dream has always been to be an entertainer. So why not now? And I had just bought a house in Miami, but I was like, whatever, left the house, moved to Orlando, and I've been here for 3 years now.
That's dope.
Nice. Yeah. By the way, just a little side note, TJ, I just came back from Orlando, and the Miami 305 won the Big Three Championship.
I saw that.
So shout out to the Miami 305, bro.
But was that Mario Chalmers hit that game winner?
Yeah, bro. Mario Chalmers, Michael Beasley, Lance Stevenson, Reggie Evans, Shawn Williams. Congratulations, guys. But anyway,
they did that because they knew Lola. They knew Lola was coming on the pod, so they knew they had to step the game up because you bring it up to her.
Precisely. We'll get you some merch.
Yes, I
want. So that kind of goes into one of the questions I was going to ask. You know, you taking your first bump, but you took your first bump and you loved it. What was a time that you might have taken a bump that you didn't like when you were first getting into wrestling? So what was your welcome to wrestling moment?
No, I'm not going to lie to you. The physicality of it does not bother me. Like, since I was very little, I've been hit very hard. Like, My dad used to have me fight the kids, like the guys at my dad's school, and they would break my ribs. Ooh. I'm used to physicality, and I'm the type of woman that actually needs physicality. So that's why, like, I don't miss MMA, because what I do every week is so physical. It, like, I get my anger issues out through WWE the same way. If that makes sense. But I think the hardest part for me about WWE was more like the atmosphere, and like it's just a melting pot of so many incredible athletes and talented people in the same place, and it was just kind of adjusting to the performance center. That was the hardest part for me in the introduction to wrestling.
Okay. But now that you've gotten, you've been in NXT for a good while now, and you've been all across the nation with NXT, what is the best part about this new journey for you, and what's the hardest part?
The best part for me is that I feel like my confidence has grown so much this year. And, I struggled a lot with my mental health. And like, for example, in MMA, like you have to cut weight all the time, right? So I had a terrible eating disorder. But now I feel like in the WWE, I have found balance in my life. Like I'm enjoying what I'm doing in my career, but I'm also enjoying like my personal life, and I found balance, and it's just so fun. Like every time I perform, I'm enjoying it. Like I'm having fun. And I think people could tell that this year more than ever. I'm just really enjoying what I'm doing. And then the hardest part is just like, it's a lot of pressure. Like it's live television. I'm extremely hard on myself. There's a lot of margin for errors. So it's just me being a perfectionist and just giving myself grace sometimes.
Now, before you made that move, you were pretty famous for something else. Let's talk about that famous knockout in Bellator 243 when you put Tara Graff night, and then followed by that celebration. Okay, because that's how most of us became aware of Valerie Loretta. If I may use your government name, if not, I apologize for that because I don't know you like that. But I did that to the Undertaker, Lola, and I immediately felt. I apologize because my bad. I should not have done that. But was there animosity between you two? Was the dance something that you planned, or did it just come out? Let's talk about this moment, because
I'm a very petty person, right? Like,
yes.
So my problem in MMA was that they were stereotyping me that I can't do TikToks and be a professional fighter. I've been fighting since I was 3 years old, right? So it's like I'm a woman that does both. Like, it's just something I enjoy. I've always loved dancing. I like those things. So when the woman in MMA would just underestimate me because I was feminine, it would piss me off. So that fight actually was during COVID. All sports were off, and Bellator was one of the only ones that were actually doing a show. And it was in Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, the whole situation. And I wanted nothing more but to knock out this woman so bad, right? But in that moment, it wasn't even plans. I knocked her out. I finished the fight. And just to be petty, I decided to dance on top of her. But it wasn't something I planned. It just came out naturally because I was so pissed off. I had screams, I'm going to keep doing my TikToks. She's unconscious on the floor. I'm a little crazy, and everyone in the PC says it. And I don't know why, but I think now I'm starting to realize I think I've had a little damage done to me. Not lying.
And that wasn't a quick dance. You put it on for a minute.
No, I did a whole show. I did a whole performance. Crazy.
And on behalf of all of us, I say thank you. Respectfully, thank you. Yes.
Thank you. And now it's so accepted. I feel like now in MMA, it's so accepted for women to do both, right? And when I was there in that time, it was oh, she's not focused. She can't be a real fighter. But it's why? Your content, your brand is so important as much as being a fighter, in my opinion. I was just always building my brand and thinking that. Little did I know I was building my brand for the WWE.
Well, I think it's because people just can't wrap their mind around whether it's right or wrong, and it's probably wrong. People can't wrap their mind around a woman that looks like you, that is able to handle herself in this violent manner the way that you are. And for a lot of people, they just can't. That just does not compute for them that's a possibility when it clearly is.
But that's what makes me upset. But now I feel like a few of us in MMA, like, Ronda was one of the first that opened the doors, and, just being undeniably yourself, like, whether you like me or not, I don't care. I'm still going to be me. And hopefully other little girls that are feminine, their parents will let them get into mixed martial arts or any type of fighting, because you could do both. It's okay. Like, that's just the way I am.
Just for the record, we like you though here at No Contest. Just we don't want no
chill.
problems.
You better like me. I know you're a partner.
We'd much rather get along than fight you. Me and Shay watches your matches. We like you. You know what I'm saying? There's a little Eminem right there, Shay. You saw that.
Yeah, you saw that. I saw you, bro. Now you talked about the importance of inspiring girls who have, the more feminine look, who do want to get into combat sports to do it, you being an example for them. Talk a little bit about being the first Cuban American female superstar for the WWE, what that means to you and what you hope to do with that moniker.
Yeah. You see, that's a topic that makes me emotional, right? And it makes me emotional because, like, my grandparents came from Cuba with nothing, right? And my grandma, since I was little, she always told me that I was born to be a big star. But for some reason, like, I always related a lot to my culture, even though I was born in Miami, but it's a lot of Cubans, it's a melting pot for Hispanics, but just knowing how much my grandparents sacrificed to get to the United States and give me an opportunity to live my dream. For some reason, since I was little, I would look at myself in the mirror and I was born to represent where I'm from. I've always known it. And, there's a lot of really sad things happening in Cuba and people are very ignorant to it. And it really breaks my heart. So the most I could do is represent my culture to the best of my ability and bring some type of awareness that I will eventually in my career. But right now, this is who I am. I come from a family of immigrants, and if we could do it, anyone could make their dreams come true.
Absolutely. You see a lot in WWE with a friend of mine is Zelina Vega, when she got to represent Puerto Rico, Stephanie Vaquer in Chile. And so, I can only imagine the immense amount of pressure. You said that you already are hard on yourself. You got our support for sure. Now, talk to us a little bit about with the WWE's purchase of AAA. You were at Worlds, what was it? Worlds Collide? Worlds Collide and Triple Mania. Tell us about those nights, how that felt.
Yeah, it's really funny because before this whole AAA thing happened, there's a running joke at the PC that I'm Lucha Lola. Because, like, I don't do any flips, like, I don't jump, I'm not, like, acrobatic at all, right? So my class actually started a joke, Lucha Lola. It's just something they call me, right? And then I get told I'm going to work AAA. And everybody was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'm not going to lie, like, when I got told about this, to me, it was such a big opportunity. To number one, grow as a performer, to get better, to get more experience, and to represent the company. And these shows I've been doing in Mexico, like, I've just gotten so much better, gotten so much more comfortable. And I feel like in Mexico, I've learned to be more of an entertainer. And Triple Mania was my biggest show. It was kind of crazy. It was 20,000 people.
It was massive.
It was my biggest show. And I had so much fun. But now I'm bringing that into NXT, and I'm grateful that WWE trusted me with that, because it was hard at first. Now we took over, but at first it was very different. The mat was, the ring was a little piece of wood, and you learn to appreciate being in the WWE. And because I never did indies or any of that, I think this was a great experience, and I really got to appreciate more just being in the WWE and also being able to represent the company in a project so big like they have right now with AAA.
Yeah, you've definitely seemed like not that you hadn't hit your stride before, but it seems like, the AAA crowd obviously loves you, and you've been doing.
And it's so funny. I thought they wouldn't like me.
Why?
I don't know, because I'm not, from Mexico. I don't know. I didn't expect it to be that way. But like, I'm just so grateful. Like it's just been awesome, and I'm not done there yet. But I've had just like the best moments in my wrestling career have been this year, and I just can't believe it. Like I'm still processing the fact that I'm number one contender from last night. I just can't believe it. And the beginning of the year was slow for me, and we had so many top stars come in, like Stephanie, Julia, Jordan, all of them, and very well deserved. Those women are amazing. But in that time, I kind of felt like I got pushed to the side and I got lost in the shuffle a little bit. But instead of like being like sad, I just sat back and studied and revalued everything. And I think that was the best thing that could have happened in my career, because I just needed a little reset, and I needed to really study and think about the way I wanted to grow as a performer and how I was going to get there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, for whatever this is worth, you should never worry about getting left behind, because you're pretty undeniable, and
thank you.
It's pretty obvious. Now, June 7th, Worlds Collide. I'm going to bring this up because we had a role in putting a name to this move. The move hadn't been named until we had Stephanie Vaquer on, and I had to ask her. So let's talk about it, because, you know, it blew up the internet. You and Stephanie took on Chick Tormenta and Dalise in a tag team match, and at one point you both hit the Devil's Kiss, and the crowd went nuts. Kiss. The internet went nuts. Can you talk about just that moment, and did you realize the pop that it was going to get?
That was one of the funnest matches I've done in my career. And, you know, being with Stephanie, like, she's just incredible. I love her. I love her so much. And I mean, I knew to get a reaction, not like that. You know? And honestly, that move is so fun to do. And while I was doing it, I was feeling myself. I still got my tongue and everything. I don't know why I did that. I love that move. It was so
Everybody
much
loves
fun.
that move, Lola.
But I'm glad I got to do it with Steph. And that was her last match before she officially got called up to the main roster. So I'm grateful I got to do that with her and share that moment. And I wore my Cuban gear. It was the first time a woman has ever worn the flag in the ring. And at Worlds Collide, that was my introduction to AAA. It's all like, it was just all destined to be the way it was.
That's dope.
Now, you brought up your gear. We see the gear in the back behind you. We see the outfits.
If you see the pictures.
Do you obviously you just mentioned the Cuban flag representation. Are there any other gear that you're happy that you got to wear, or that are your favorite pieces? There's wrestlers that give little Easter eggs in their gear for either family members or something like that. Is there any gear besides the one that you already named that's special to you?
The iguana gear. I don't know if you guys saw it, but at Triple Mania, of course, Lola gets iguana gear with a freaking skirt that goes off and everything. I liked that gear because I got to put it into the role. It was really cute. But I'm trying to decide what I want to do for No Mercy. And I don't know if I want to do like Vice City or like I want to do Cuban, because we're in Florida, we're in my backyard. But I'm trying to figure out still what I want. But definitely iguana gear. That Cuban gear is my favorite one ever. And not just because of the way it looked, but because of the meaning and the like what it meant to me. And probably my first gear I ever wore was the ugliest one, but it means a lot to me too. You know?
Do you have a hand
in when you start, like how you evolve? It's weird.
Do you have a hand in like making your own gear there, or is it just something you kind of see in your mind and have somebody else?
Sometimes I bedazzle it myself and stuff, but honestly, because I was a fighter, I'm a very rough person. I don't have the patience. You can't do it. You can't do it. I know Soul does and stuff. I have no patience for that.
Might have to hit Bianca up at some point, see if she.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. That's like such an amazing skill to have, and like being on the road and making your own gear is crazy. I would be exhausted. I don't know how they do it.
Now, earlier you were talking about how WWE had some pretty major signings in the women's division, and it kind of did shake things up a little bit in NXT. Mm-hmm. And I want just you to know, because if there's one thing people know about me, I am on Twitter every day. I keep my ears to the ground, to know what's going on. And
that's how I get a hold of him, Lola. He don't pick up the phone. I got to just tweet the dude.
You tweet something disrespectful, and then I got to call you, TJ. Don't do this in front of company, bro. All right. So the fans do recognize our NXT originals. Like you might feel that you might have been placed on some sort of back burner, but people are still there hammering for you. When we look at things like, Naomi, who, is having a baby now, she had to leave. Bianca still has the injury. In our minds, we are still waiting for that Lash call, that Jada call, that Lola call, Sol Ruka. So we have you're still in the fans' minds. And that is the key. I just wanted to put that on your mind, because I could feel that it did bother you, but I want you to know that people still go hard for Lola.
Thank you.
Speaking of, but you go hard because we saw you in quite the physical match. Can you talk to us a little bit, us mere mortals, of what it's like to be in a ladder match, or any of those matches that are just like weapon bound?
Okay, and let me tell you something. After Mania, I saw Money in the Bank in person. And that was the only match I said I would never want to do in the WWE was a ladder match. So, of course, Lola wants to be on Stand to Deliver, and I qualify for the ladder match for the North American Championship. I don't know why I did that to myself, but I was like, I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm a grounded fighter. I don't like heights. The first time I climbed up the thing, I was trembling. You have no idea. I was so nervous and so scared for this match. And those ladders hurt more than the cage. I'm not going to lie to you. Somehow in the moment you have adrenaline, you really want that title, and you climb up there as fast as you can. And it feels way worse in the arena than I found a ladder at the PC and I set it up, which I was terrible at setting it up too, or whatever. So I'm trying to set it up. I was like, okay, I could do this. This isn't that bad. Then you get to the arena, you're like, oh my God, why do I do this to myself?
And it was early in the morning too, right? We were there. It was like 9 o'clock, you guys.
I think our call time was like at 4:30 in the morning or something. Okay. Yeah. Crazy. But let me tell you, I had so much fun. I did. Okay. That match was so much fun. I wish I would have won, but Sol deserved it. That match was so much fun. And look, now I did a ladder match. There's nothing I can do now, I feel like.
Now, earlier I mentioned that you and I, we had talked before once, and you're like, I think I know.
Yeah,
but I'm not.
I know what you're talking about. I'm laying there outside the ring.
So what we're going to do is, the saying is, I can show you better than I can tell you. So this was the first time that Lola Vice and TJ, we kind of had an interaction, if we could play that right now.
Lola, please be okay. Not okay. Oh no!
Oh my God.
And as you
That's
can
so
see,
funny.
that was Sol winning the title. And I was just amazed that the fact that you even heard me, and then you rolled over to respond. It's crazy you remember that.
Are you okay? I'm not okay.
You're like, I'm not okay. And my reaction, the only thing I could be was like, oh no.
I actually remember that happening. I was laughing inside. I was like, oh my God, this is so funny.
And then we happened.
And I was also admiring Sol, being up there. I was so happy for her. Yeah, that was a great moment.
I didn't want to get you in trouble or anything, but I had to check to make you were right there. I had to see that you were okay.
I really appreciate you checking on me. Trust me. I really do.
I'm a man of the people.
My back was killing me. I took a lot of stuff in that match.
We know you've had your tag team partnership with Jada and a few other superstars. Who in the back has really been an ally for Lola Vice? Now, we know there are stories that you got to keep alive, but like anybody in the locker room that you truly feel has your back or has had your back in a moment.
Yeah, I have my friends there. Kalani and I, like, I love her and we're really good friends, but like JC could be a bitch sometimes, she can. But I will say she's a locker room leader. She leads by example. She's an extremely hardworking person. She never complains. She's incredible at her job. And she's taught me a lot. And I feel like JC also, she's one of the best women strikers we have in wrestling that has never had a striking background before. And I like the way she thinks, and she's so passionate about wrestling, and she inspires me. Even though I won her title, she inspires me. And yeah, I've learned so much from her, and I'm really happy that she's in the position she's in right now.
Oh, that just made that match heavier, TJ.
Right. And it's funny you mentioned that, because I was thinking that I actually have that in the note, how JC striking is really phenomenal. She's lately been just looks like she's laying stuff in with
she's just gotten like so good. Like, and she knows what she's doing. Like, at this point she's a vet and she's paid her dues there. I think she's so well-rounded in every aspect, and even though I want that title from her in my backyard, I will say I admire her, and I'm so happy that she's the one that took the title from Stephanie when it happened.
Now, speaking of, hitting hard, you've been able to still use that MMA background as you become the queen of the underground matches. Mm-hmm. You defeated Natalya, you defeated Shayna Baszler. Despite a brick to the forehead, you took out Jada Parker. How much do you love being able to mix it up in the underground setting?
I love doing the undergrounds because I get to mix professional wrestling with mixed martial arts, right? And it's kind of like my world, so I get a little bit more control. And these matches that I've done, a lot of them have been ideas that, like, I'm laying in bed and, like, it pops in my head. I start thinking, and, like, I write it down, and, I start, like, thinking, like, will this work? Like, what type of opponent is this? What is their strength? My strengths? But being able to do the undergrounds and Sean trusting me with that has given me creative freedom a little bit to mix in my world into the WWE. But I think those matches really depend on the opponent. But it's something I really love doing, and I'm grateful that I was able to do the first one ever with Natalya in NXT. That one's actually my favorite one out of all of them because it was the first. You really didn't know how it was gonna go, but I had like that match, like that was one of my favorite moments in NXT, was that match against Natalya. But I love doing my undergrounds.
Do you think you helped bring Natty out of Natalya? Because Natalya is one thing. Natty is on a whole, like, Natty, if it's like, if I'm working for the show, I'm telling Natalya, thank you for all your years of service. You can rest. It's Natty time. And would you like to go against Natty in one of those? Because you can see they're two different people.
Have you seen the way Natty's been hitting these girls in Mexico?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Natty's been wilding. But, she's from the dungeon. Natty's scrappy, I'm not going to lie. And in that match that I had with Natty, I remember I hit her a few times just to piss her off a little bit so she would go harder. But Natty is really, like, I love Natalya, but I love Natty that she's doing now because it's like her, and it's truly who she is and who she wants to be. And, like, she's so gritty and she's so scrappy, and I just think it looks great. And I'm happy that she's able to do that in Mexico, and hopefully she gets to do it on Raw too.
Okay, now we know you're going for the title, but you got two accomplishments that I think are pretty cool that I want to talk about. You're in a video game, and you got an action figure. Like, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Talk to us what that feels like to see yourself in a game that you didn't have to make yourself, and what it's like to have an action figure.
Yeah. So when the game came out, I remember what they had posted was like me and Shayna in the underground, like the characters on the game, and she had me picked up, but you could tell it was me because of the gear, etc. And it was just like, I'm a WWE superstar. That's how it felt. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, Mama, I'm in a video game. And she does my hair flip, and she does my dance, and she does my double kicks. It's just, it was so cool to me. And I remember getting scanned for it. I actually got scanned twice for it. I got scans like 2 years ago, I would say. But then before this game came out, I got scanned like maybe 6 months before. And I was like, oh my God, I think I'm actually going to be in the game this time. And so when they put that picture out, I was just shocked. And then with my action figure, I still don't have one. I think they're coming out soon because they had pre-ordered them. But when I get that little thing, I'm going to cry. I know I'm going to cry. like that to me is just a big deal. And it's just, I can't believe that like all the passion I put into WWE, like I'm actually doing this thing. It's working out for me somehow, you know?
That's awesome.
Well, you got us behind you. I gotta ask her the question, TJ. So
okay,
you're at a beach.
On a beach.
Mimosas on the beach. There's 50 ladies. Yeah, beach bar. There's 50 ladies that don't want you at this beach bar. I need you to pick a team of you and 4 other superstars to make sure y'all are making it back to the room.
All right.
These girls are Tara Graff fans, you know what I'm saying? So they're harboring ill will towards you.
So, Jada Parker.
Okay.
Solid.
JC Jane.
Oh, okay.
Zarya.
That's a great pick.
Makes sense.
How many do I have left?
You got one more.
You got one more.
And by the way, Lola, this could be a performer from any time.
Oh, I would say Rhea. Rhea seems scrappy to me. I'm not gonna lie.
All right,
them Australians, man, they don't play no games.
So
games.
Rhea, Zarya, JC, and Miss Parker.
And Miss Parker.
Some wigs is getting split.
I would definitely call Miss Parker. I'm not gonna lie to
Oh,
you.
we've met Miss Parker. We met her, after WrestleMania one night after we had already interviewed her, and I said something that apparently she did not like because this was the next thing I saw was the earrings about to coming off, and I was like, and she told me, she goes, "We're friends, but I will slap you." And you know something? I believed her. Well, I believe,
that's right.
I believed her.
I promise you that she means it.
Yep, she threatened TJ 2 times.
2 times.
Oh no!
What I do,
No.
So I'm not gonna lie.
You.
I'm a little bit afraid of her. I have no problem admitting that here on TV. She scared me a little bit, but it is what it is.
I ain't afraid of her, but I would call her in a second. I'm not gonna let you.
That's what's up with. I love that bar fight crew. So. Normally this is Shay's question, but I'm just going to ask it to you right now. Tell us a moment, because you said you didn't grow up watching wrestling, but now that you've been in it, tell us a moment that wrestling broke your heart. Sorry to steal your question, G, but
it's all right. It's our question, man. It's our show, man.
Oh, that broke my heart.
Yeah. Like for O'Shea, his time was Hulk Hogan like smashing The Rock in an ambulance. If I'm not mistaken.
And when Austin teamed up with McMahon to beat The Rock at 17. Disgusting.
Yeah. I think I have 2. I think it's when, like, Dom turned on Rhea and kissed Liv. That one, I love, like, romance and love stories. So that one, I was like, that was like a telenovela to me. I cried. And then the other one is when Naomi betrayed Bianca. And we found out that it was really Naomi. And she walked into the elimination chamber and started beating her ass. I loved it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that caught us. That was violent and vicious.
No, it was so good. Like that whole thing was just so good.
Yeah, that was
so good.
The black community still hasn't recovered,
and we can't now. Well, now the thing is, there's a baby on the way, and I think we're starting to heal now because I saw. First of all, Naomi's Twitter is just, it's top notch. And the way she goes back and forth with everybody congratulating her, like at one tweet, she's saying thank you to Stephanie Velveeta for her wishes. And then she's threatening to beat her up. And she literally answered the same tweet twice with 2 different answers. It was crazy. And then I saw one where she told Jade she might have to make up with her because she might need her to babysit.
She's genius. I love the way she announced it too. I'm so happy for her.
That was a great moment. You kind of talked a little bit about some of the women that were there, but I'm sure that you're becoming kind of a student of the game, I would imagine. So looking back, are there any women that you are drawing inspiration from watching old matches or old performances?
Like I watch a lot Mickey James. I watch a lot of women in Japan wrestle too. I also watch like from NXT Black and Gold era, like from when Rhea and Bianca and all of them were in NXT, and just watch how they evolved when they were in NXT into the main roster. But also I think because I didn't grow up watching wrestling, like my ideas are very different because of that sometimes. So I just always try to keep a fresh mindset when it comes to mixed martial arts and how I could throw it into wrestling. But definitely I get inspiration from everywhere. And I just think all the women are just so good. And like, especially the NXT women's division, like Jade and I's class, we came in together and we were hungry to make it. And I feel like we've been doing so well. And we didn't come from a wrestling background. So I feel like we've all pushed each other in different ways. Like me, like Kalani challenges me to go out of my comfort zone. And, Jada challenges me like in her own ways. But I think all of us girls push each other. And that's why we have like such a strong women's division right now.
Shay, I think it would be just bad news for everybody if Lola really start watching the Japanese wrestling and saw some of those strong style women there,
with those strikes,
some of those, bro, because somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt. They're already getting their feelings hurt, but it would be worse.
Dude, as soon as she mentioned the women in Japan, it led me to want to ask this, and I really saved this question for people who are known strikers, and you'll kick the hell out of somebody. So I need to know, because I've asked a few people this and we've gotten some great answers. Have you ever maybe placed a kick that might have connected that you felt like, ooh, I'm going to have to apologize?
Sorry about that. A kick or a punch?
You ever caught somebody one time?
Yeah, so like I know exactly how hard I'm hitting you. Sometimes there's situations that there's definitely been like maybe 2 times when like I knocked their wind out. I'm like, oof, I need to give them a second. Yikes. And then I say sorry, So it's about the sorry. But like, I'm not gonna break your rib, but you're gonna feel it. You know what I mean?
You're really enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just fun for me because I've been like my spin kicks that I do and my double kicks that I do, I've literally been doing that like since, let's say like I started taekwondo when I was 3 years old. So I've been doing that since I was maybe like 6 or 7 years old, breaking boards, doing those spin kicks. So like I do them in my sleep and I know exactly how hard I'm hitting you. I know where I'm hitting you and I know how far you are from me and how I hit you being that far. So like I have good control when it comes to that. Sometimes you hit me a little hard, you're gonna get it back. Sorry, don't complain after.
So who was that person that you hit a little harder than you?
I ain't saying.
I'll never tell.
It's been like 2 of us. How
about on the flip? Which I'm sure Shay, you might have asked. When was the time that maybe you've gotten hit or took a maneuver that made you go, ooh?
Yeah, well, and is there a move that you know you got to take and you're like, all right, we're gonna have to brace ourselves for this one?
Yeah, JC's forearm hurts. That thing hurts. Her rolling forearm, oof, that thing hurts. Not gonna lie. That one hurts, but nothing hurts more than getting punched in the face. So it's okay. As long as you don't break my jaw or break my nose, we good. I'm like cool when it comes to like I like when people are stiffer with me. Just in
you are
right
rough,
place.
dude.
Because that's how I get into it in the match. Like, I don't know. It just makes me feel like I'm, like, you know?
Makes you feel alive.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well,
man,
one other thing we want to talk about, you were on the Evolution all women's card, and that had to have been a special moment for you and all the women. Could you take us back to July 13th? You were in the Battle Royal, but what was it like? What was the overall feeling backstage? And like, do you have any cool stories? Did you meet someone? Because I saw, I'm friends with Nikki Bella. I've been friends with her and Brie for years, and I saw you guys kind of got to do a little thing together. So tell us about Evolution.
So Evolution actually had just flown in from Mexico, and it was just such a special day all around. And like, there was so many hair and makeup people because it was all girls. Like, it was just like a very special day. But yeah, my moment that I can't believe to this day I did was I got to dance with Nikki Bella in the ring. Like, that's just, to me, I'm like, oof, I marked something off. Like, my bucket list is being able to dance with her. I never thought like that would happen, and it just happened. And if you watch me in that moment, I'm just so happy. I can't believe it. It was awesome. But she's such a humble, down-to-earth person. She's so beautiful. She's such an amazing mom. And that day I learned so much from her, and being able to like be in that match with her and like all the women in the main roster, like, it was just so special. And Naya too. Naya's really funny.
Naya's so chill.
Yeah.
Another show, Nia Jax.
Another no contest friend right there. We
Nikki be yelling at TJ too. What you'll learn about TJ is he is everywhere at once, and he know everybody. That's his biggest like weapon. But Nikki Bella be yelling at him too, and I think it's funny.
Oh, really?
Just don't ask Nikki to co-manage your fantasy football team, because it's going to end with you stinking that season. Trust me, I'm speaking from personal experience, and I'm not upset. Brie was there too, so she can't get all the blame. But
she's Latina. Be careful.
I found that out. Yeah, like I said, Nikki is a good trash talker too. We during that season, there was a lot of trash talking going on. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna shut up now because
I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Guys, I hate to be that weirdo, but like I have to get back to filming my movie. So I'm gonna say bye. Lola, you're amazing. You're the shit. You always got a fan in myself and TJ. Yes. I'm gonna figure out where to send you some gear. Shout out Miami 305.
Yes.
But TJ,
my man,
have a good day, man. I love you, bro.
I love you, man. See, you want me to say it back, don't you? In front of Lola.
TJ, I love you, bro.
In front of me.
TJ, I love you, man.
Appreciate you, my man.
Come on, bro. I love you, bro.
My G.
Damn. That's crazy.
Good luck on set.
They go. Thank you, guys.
All right, so Shay, like I said, Lola, sorry, he had to go do that movie star thing. I guess that's his primary job. Must be nice, But one thing we always like to ask, because you're here now and you're obviously a no contest favorite. We're going to tell you where we keep the key under the mat. Don't tell nobody else. Whenever you're in town, whenever you come to LA, just come and help yourself into the crib. That's how we do here. All right. So
nice.
Yeah, for sure. What else we have here in the garage you might see is a time machine. Again, don't tell everybody because everybody don't want to use it. Not everybody can have it. But I'm going to give you access to our no contest time machine, Lola Vice. And in this time machine, you're going to have the ability to travel back in time. We're even ahead in the future. No one's done that yet. And I need you to pick 5 women from any era that you think you could have a WrestleMania main event type banger with. Who would be 5 dream opponents for Lola Vice?
That's a really hard question. Why do you? Lita.
Oh, I like that.
Ronda, I know it's not like time machine, but Ronda, I feel like we would have had an awesome match.
I would say I'd be shocked if you hadn't mentioned her. Yes.
Mickie James. Stephanie McMahon.
Oh.
Yeah, I like Stephanie a lot. And
So we got Lita, Ronda Rousey, Mickey James, Stephanie McMahon,
Trish Stratus,
and Trish.
Yeah.
All right. An interesting pick with Stephanie there. You know, Stephanie had, her character was such that when she had all the power, she literally had the ultimate power, because unlike when Mr. McMahon was in power, you know, you could get your get back against Mr. McMahon, but there was really nothing you could do to Stephanie. You know, if you were a dude, what are you going to do? And
your hands were tied.
And she could beat like some of the girls. So it was like, you know, Steph was a problem. So that'd be an interesting little matchup. Now let me just ask you this as we let you go about your day. What's next for Lola Vice? Like, in a perfect world, what do you see coming in the future for you? I know you got that title match, but even beyond that.
Yeah. Well, I want to keep growing in Mexico and, you know, becoming the best version of Lola Vice I could be. And I think Mexico is really good for me. Hopefully I want to win the NXT Women's Championship in my hometown, like in Fort Lauderdale.
Ooh.
I think a year ago, I'm a completely different person I was a year ago, and I think like now is really my time, and like I believe that in my heart. But I would also like to hopefully maybe one day win the AAA title. And then I want to be on Raw or SmackDown. Like, that's my dream, is to be on the main roster. And every time I perform, whether it be in NXT or in Mexico or live events, I always think this is one rep more I have towards the main roster and being prepared for those situations. So my dream is really just to make it to the main roster and, you know, become the best version of Lola I could be.
I love that. Give me one artist, dream artist, that you could pick to sing you or rap you to the ring one day. Who is
Shakira.
it? Shakira.
So one day, mark my words, I'm going to be on WrestleMania and Shakira is going to open for me. And we're going to start with Hips Don't Lie, and we're going to mash up into my entrance song.
I love that. Can I share with you a little Shakira story of mine?
Tell me.
So I wrote a book, it was 15 years ago, and it was called Everything Men Understand About Women. Was a book that a girl gave to me, and it turned out to be 100 blank pages, meaning men don't understand anything about women. So I kind of took that book and had an idea, and I start back in the day when I was going out to clubs and everything, all throughout Hollywood, I'd take that book with me, and I would have women in the clubs, like, use it as a journal. Tell me what men do right. Tell me what men do wrong. What you like, what you don't like. And I would have women just fill this up. And then one day I went to New York. I was having dinner. And at this dinner, it was Penelope Cruz, Madonna, and Shakira were all at this dinner with me and my friends. And I got Penelope, Madonna, and Shakira to all put an entry in this book that I had. And the book titled now, when it came out, it was called That's What She Said. And so Shakira's in the book. And that night she told me, I can't think of anything right now, but here's my email. I'll email you something. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm never going to hear from Shakira again. And then I went on a USO USO trip to Germany. And I was checking my email when I got there. And sure enough, like 4 months later, there's an email from Shakira, and she gives me, you know, her entry, which to this day is one of my favorites. And it was basically, she said, to boil it down, you can do everything right. And she listed a bunch of things that you could do as a man. She goes, but at the end, we'll probably still complain because we're women, and that's God's fault, not ours. So I thought that was cool. And
wow,
we were at a club in New York called Butter. Butter was a hot spot in the early 2000s, like 2009, 10. And we all went, after dinner, we all went to this club, and then Penelope and Shakira were getting ready to leave. So they asked me to walk them out of the club. So in one hand, I have Penelope Cruz, in the other hand, I have Shakira, and I'm walking them through Butter up to their club, and literally the entire club was staring at me like, who the heck is this guy? And I got to admit, I think I could have beat Mike Tyson that day because I felt so good, Lola Vice. I couldn't have, but I felt that way. And that's my Shakira story.
That's a great story. And I'm so happy. Like, that's so cool she emailed you back, right? You would think she would never, but That's awesome.
I didn't expect to ever hear back from her, and I did. So yeah, I'd love you and Shakira. Hips don't lie. Speaking of which, before I let you go, you got your move, right? You know how Stephanie has the devil's kiss. You have your little, what do we call it?
My little dance.
The little hip thrust. I'm a Latina.
Yeah.
First of all, can we talk two things? One, how much does Booker T add to these moves? Because he gets into these things. Like when you do your, Stephanie, of course, he did his thing with hers. When you do your little shake, it's like a So one, where did the I am a Latina scream come from? And how do you feel like with Booker just getting so behind you?
So the I'm a Latina thing was also a petty thing. And
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start calling you Petty LaBelle.
Literally, it was because I was proving a point, like, I'm the real Latina, if that makes sense. And that's why I scrammed that. And somehow it stuck. And like I've just kept doing it since. I don't know if I'll stop doing it, but the fans now scream it with me. And I think it's like, I don't know, I like it because like I'm saying something about my culture. It's like Latinos are crazy. I'm a Latina. I'm gonna hit you with my butt, And then Booker adds so much to all of our moves. Like Booker's the best. He's so special on our show, and he's so great at his job. And I love him. He's awesome.
That would the hip shake. You and Shakira hitting that. Maybe you and Shakira could hit that together.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't, Lola, because you know why? We wouldn't have an internet after that because it would completely destroy it, and then we couldn't communicate anymore.
I love Shakira. I really hope one day she opens for me in WrestleMania.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go find that email, and I'll see if it still works. And if it does, I'm going to put a good word in for you.
Thank you. When the time comes.
Who else in NXT? We've got some great coaches. You've got legendary Shawn Michaels down there. You got Booker T. You got trainers like Matt Bloom, Norman Smiley. Who are the people that really you kind of go to for guidance down there?
Oh my God. I love all the coaches. Like Terry Taylor, love him. He's been my coach, and I learned so much from him. Finley is another one. He's worked with me on every underground match, and they're always so fun with Coach Fit. Coach Smiley is the one that taught me how to wrestle. Like he brought, like from the moment I walked into the PC, Smiley taught me everything. And actually, cool moment, Smiley's my first coach, and then he was also my first producer on my first show in Mexico. He's a star in Mexico. But Coach Smiley, Coach Bloom, I adore him, and he's always believed in me. Sean, I pick his brains. I call him Jefe. I ask him like what he thinks of things, and I respect his opinion so much. But yeah, I would say those are like my go-to. And Coach Oni. Oni he was a talent at NXT.
Oni Lorcan? He's a coach here?
Oni.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a coach at NXT. He's so cool. He gives you the best advice, and he's just the best. But like we really have the best like coaching staff at the PC, and I think we're showing like that it works. Like they train us every day, and they're hard on us. Coach Moss, another one. Coach Moss is hilarious. I love Coach Moss, but he makes me do things I don't want to do. And Coach Moss, no, Lola can do that.
Yeah, I tell all the NXT people that I didn't really know him, but I'd met him because he worked with my roommate's girlfriend. But Matt Bloom used to be a bouncer at some clubs in Pittsburgh. We all went to college in Pittsburgh, so I didn't go to Pitt, but he did. And I would always say that like there was always tough guys in this bar we would go to, and then Matt would walk in with some of the other linemen, and all the tough guys weren't tough anymore when those guys came walking into the bar, man.
Coach Bloom is intimidating, let me tell you. But he's a teddy bear. He's a girl dad, and I love him. Like every time I see him happy with me after my match, it like makes my day. I'm not gonna lie.
But next time you see him, ask him if he has any CJ Barney stories, because that's where
CJ Barney.
And then make sure you ask Norman to teach you the big wiggle, because I think that. Do you know about the big wiggle?
He does it sometimes.
Well, maybe he could get you to, use that in your repertoire.
Smiley's actually my coach right now.
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
my current coach, yeah.
That's awesome.
This is the first time I'm with him again since 3 years ago. And it's awesome. It's like going back to like the basics and remembering like how it was when I first got there,
I feel you. Well, Lola, this was dope, man. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and then hanging out even after O'Shea had to dip to go do that movie star thing. It must be nice.
Big league dust.
Well, good luck to you. You have a title match coming up. Let's see here. You're the new #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship, and I think that match was next month, right in September.
It's September 27th.
What is just
before
I let you go, on September the 28th, what are the headlines going to say?
Lola Vice, your new NXT Women's Champion.
There you go.
I know. I get goosebumps. We'll see. I'm gonna try to pull it off. JC is tough and everything, but I really feel like this is my time. I think like the title's gonna come home to Vice City, and it's in Vice City. It would only be fitting,
There you go. Well, we'll be rooting for you. You were, like I said, we're fans. Like I said earlier, you know where the key is, under the mat. Come home whenever you want. And I think the future is so bright for you. We were looking forward to watching you just continue to become the star.
Thank you for supporting me no matter what, And
I'm
still growing and I'm still learning. And I'm not perfect and I have so much to learn still. But if there's one thing is that I'm passionate about what I do and I'm determined to be really good at this. I just want to be good at it and be a good entertainer. That's my goal.
Well, I don't want to tell you your business, but guess what? You are pretty good at it. Oh. And no matter what, if you're ever laying on the ground in front of me, I'm always going to check to make sure that you're okay.
You better. Always check and make sure Lola's okay.
Lola Vice, everyone, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Man, what a great interview with Lola Vice. And she's got a huge opportunity next month to take the NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane, I'd watch your back because Lola Vice is coming for you. All right, we'll see you next week. O'Shea is still gone doing his movie. Hopefully he'll have time to zoom in with us. But in the meantime, in between time, make sure you check out all of our clips on social media. That's There's No Contest on X, No Contest Wrestling Podcast on Instagram, No Contest Wrestling Pod on TikTok. And when you go to YouTube, just put in the Rich Eisen Show and you'll see all the No Contest Wrestling clips. All right. Until next week, peace.